Now joining us now, the brand new volleyball coach over at Alamogordo High School. I shouldn't say brand new. You've had the job for
about 6 months.
6 months now. Okay, so I shouldn't say brand new. Savannah Stockton, former AHS Lady Tiger and graduate. You went to Texas Tech, right?
Yes, sir, I did.
That's right. So, well, let's first off start off with what you have been doing since you graduated in 2009 from Alamogordo High School, Savannah.
Okay, well, for the first 2 years, I went and played volleyball at Frank Phillips. We went to nationals my freshman year, kicked some butt. Can I say that on radio?
That's fine.
Okay.
Butt's okay, I think.
Okay. And then I transferred to Tech, decided I didn't want to play anymore, and then I missed volleyball, so I started working with the Tech volleyball program, and I worked with them for the past 4 years. Started out as a volunteer assistant, and then they liked me and said, hey, we want to pay you. So they moved me to manager, and I did the exact same thing that I was doing. So
Very
had
nice.
some fun.
How did this situation come up where you saw the job, was it just saw it online and decided to apply for it, or how did it come along for you?
This one here, yeah, it just kind of came up. I heard some stuff that, they lost their coach mid-season last year and decided, hey, well, that's my alma mater. Maybe I can get that job. So applied for it. Not long after that, found out I got it, and I was pretty excited. So here we are.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Talk about, the difference, obviously, from being a player to now being the coach, but, how does it feel different? Does it feel, any bit of pressure heading into this as a former AHS grad, or has it just been fun so far doing the last 6 months?
So there hasn't been a lot of pressure.
No.
Definitely not any of that, but it's been a lot of fun. The girls have learned a ton. We've kind of changed their whole system up, and they've learned my ways, and we've had a lot of fun over the past summer, and I'm super excited to see how this season goes. I know we will do great things this season. So.
Well, we have some of these ladies here with us, including Sierra Gentry, Kristyn Archuleta, and is it Adrianna or Adrianna Joyner? Adrianna Joyner. I'm always a little unsure how to pronounce that right. We've got to make sure you get that. Ladies, how are you today?
Good.
Good? Okay, fantastic. Well, let's talk a little about what Coach was talking about, the summer program and switching things up a little bit. AJ, we'll start with you. How different was it in terms of the summer workout and some of the things you guys have been working with Coach Stockton over the last few months?
It's been pretty different. Like, the rotations we're doing, the serve-receive style is different, but we're catching along really good, and I feel like the season's going to be really great.
Kristyn, how about you? You feel like the team's really starting to work into what Coach Stockton has been teaching you guys?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty easy for us to adjust to what she wants us to do and flow well. I don't know.
Flow.
Sierra, what do you think? You've learned from some of the stuff you guys have been doing this summer. You guys were busy with a lot of camps, especially in the month of July.
Yeah, I think the camps have really helped us mesh as a team so far, even before the season starts. We're really adjusting to all the changes that she's giving us, and we're really open to adjustments, and she knows what she's doing. So we're all going to listen to her and hopefully execute when it comes season.
Well, it's got to be nice to hear when the players feel like you know what you're doing.
It's very nice to hear that.
It's true.
Talk about the camps that you did, because you guys were so busy in the month of July. First off, you guys went out to Texas Tech. Talk about that experience and being able to take those girls out there.
We did. So what we did is we took 10 girls. 10?
Was it? Yeah, 10.
10 girls.
What an odd number.
To Tech, and what it was is so we had skills, and then we got to play against other teams, and so we got to put those skills to use, and it was really nice for them to hear the exact same things I was saying from another coach. So they were like, oh, okay, yeah, this is right, this does work. So and the improvement that we made from the beginning of that camp to the end was just tremendous. So we played with one of the top private schools in Texas and did a really good job against them. So I was really proud of that.
Fantastic. All three of you ladies got a chance to go out there to Lubbock and do the camp?
Yes.
Yeah. AJ, how about you? What did you learn the most about that?
I mainly just observed other liberos mainly, because I like to see how good other people are, so then sometimes it helps me improve my skill. So that's pretty much what I got out of the camp.
Kristyn, and how about you?
I learned how to do footwork because I just ran places, but like now I know where to run and how to run, and it really helps.
It's one of those things, I think, for those of us watching, how important footwork and how important different things like that are for it to work out correctly for you, right?
I got pretty efficient with that. It's really helpful.
Sierra, how about you?
Yeah, same with me, like the footwork, like outside hitting. I would transition, but I wouldn't transition correctly. So I think that's really helping me like get off the net faster, and it's helping me take a more powerful approach, I think. So that really helped me.
And you also got to go to a couple of camps closer to home. Obviously, you hosted one here. Talk about the camp that you had here locally, because it was not only for the high school kids, but you also the middle school kids being able to work in that one as well.
Right. So we had the associate head coach, Jojette Cornell, come down from Tech and do this camp for us. So he really just brought all of the same skills that we've been working with all summer long, and we're trying to make it to where all 3 middle schools were all on the same level and doing the same kind of teaching. So we're trying to bring it together as a whole, and he really kind of started that for us and just kind of helped me out with really the coaches getting to hear the same things that I'm saying from him. So just kind of more reassurance for them maybe. And we had 2 days for junior high girls and had a pretty good turnout. And then our high school girls came back out the next 2 days, and we had a good turnout there too. So I'm hoping to have more next year. So hopefully if we get the word out, we can have more come back. He's definitely going to come back and do another camp for us again next year. So he really enjoyed it.
Tryouts over the last week or so, and I was in the gym on Wednesday, and just the sheer numbers of young ladies that were out there trying out for volleyball. Were you even a little taken back by how many girls showed up this week?
I was, and just want to put it out there that we're going to have tryouts continue next week, so I'm sure we'll have more girls show up. But yesterday, our final numbers, right now, we have 60 girls out for tryouts, so which is awesome. Makes it a little bit difficult on our end, but it's great to see that many girls come out and want to play volleyball. So.
How about for you? I mean, to see that many different ladies out there, and I'm sure, obviously a lot of the girls that have been playing varsity with y'all. I mean, you're returning a lot this year. I mean, what, 2 seniors, I think, graduated from last year's team? Is that right? So, obviously, I mean, I think the varsity group, you have an idea of where things are going, but to see that many girls out there wanting to come out and play volleyball, Sierra, I mean, seeing that many young ladies out there, how was that for you? Yeah,
it's awesome. It's like reassurance that our graduating class and the class of 2017, it's all really going to carry on after that, I think, and that's all that we really want. Like us as seniors, we want our program to keep going. So,
all right, Kristyn, is that pretty cool to see that many different girls out there?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really fun to play with them too, because you guys see how everybody else played, like people you'd never seen before. It was really fun to watch.
AJ, for you as well.
I like seeing all these girls come out. It's nice to know that girls can just go and be them. Like, we just play. We don't really judge anyone. We're a really friendly group too, and so it's nice. I wasn't really that surprised because we're getting a new coach and she's very nice, and so I don't know. I'm happy a lot of girls came out though. It's a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Well, we have another one that has just come in, Rachael Precure, who is part of this varsity team as well. Rachael, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic. Happy to have you here.
Nice of you to join us.
Sorry.
Tell us a little bit about, we were talking with the girls about the summer experience and all the different camps for you. I mean, how was the experience in summer for you being involved in the camp here? And you got to go to Texas Tech as well?
I did.
Yeah. Talk about a little bit how much you learned in those 2 camps this summer.
I learned a lot of patience with myself and some of my teammates. It was great to be there with them, and for the Texas Tech camp here, it was great to have that experience for Jojette, and it was great to see all the girls come out and want to be a part of it.
Awesome. Very good. I'll stick here with the girls. Talk about the chemistry with this group. I mean, it seems like, just from having you all in the studio, you all are very good friends. You're having fun in here.
Yeah.
It seems like you guys all get along very well. How important is that? I feel like in a volleyball team, in a game that's so free-flowing, you guys have to be able to talk to each other and be out there. Rachael, I mean, talk about that in terms of you guys getting along. That's got to be important.
It's very important to be a team on the court, especially for being setter and talking to hitters and libero talking to you. It's really important just to mesh on the court. Very, very important.
Sierra, for you as well. I mean, just in terms of, is it actually talking, or is it just being able to anticipate each other's moves? What's more important out there? Is a little bit of both?
It's a mixture of both. I think when you know your teammates, you know what they're going to do, what they like, what they don't like, how to talk to them, how to communicate. You anticipate what they're going to do before they do it, and you just replay the whole game in your head, and you're like, I knew she was going to do that. So it's, when you know your teammate that well, like your setter or your middle hitter person next to you, it's really important.
Well, and both for you and Kristyn, I mean, it's got to be important because so much of what you do is dependent on, talk about setters and being able to get the ball put in the right position for you as you're trying to, spike the ball or, get the right positioning. I feel like that, having enough faith in your teammate to be able to do the right thing, that's got to be important for you as well, right?
Oh, yeah, we work on that all the time in practice, like trying to get our quicks down, trying to get to the right height, and try to get our approach timing right. Like, it's actually a lot of work. Side note, it looks harder than it looks. Anyway, so, yeah, it does. You really got to communicate, like, hey, bring it up a little or bring it lower, close to net. You'll hear us talk about it on the court after a hit.
Definitely.
During a game, too.
During a game,
yeah,
we'll constantly talk.
You have to constantly make adjustments for your teammates. So
Definitely.
And also, I mean, Adrianna, for you, being able to get into the right position and know, where you're going to go to the right point in the court to, defend the ball, that's, huge for you because if, you guys both go into the same spot, that's going to be a big issue.
Yes.
Bang heads or whatever to be out there, right?
Yes. Well, as my position, I feel like I should be able to cover more. I've been doing this since freshman year. I've been preparing for this, and like my teammates in back row, I feel like they just know, like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to try to get the ball up. I try my hardest to get the ball to the setter so we can get a good pass up, but blocking really helps too sometimes. Like, it's nice to be able to slow the ball down sometimes, so it just makes it a lot easier on back row. But yeah, I like it.
How do you feel like the chemistry of this group? Are you impressed with how well they play together out there on the court?
Yeah, so volleyball's a very momentum sport, and so if you're doing great, that side of the court normally looks better than the other. One thing that I've tried to instill in them is no matter if we're up or down, that we're always talking, we're always communicating, because when we get down, people tend to shut down, okay? And that's just a normal habit of anybody. I had it when I played, and so I'm trying to instill in them that we need to change things a little bit and try and communicate and not worry about, oh, that person just made a mistake. I don't like them right now, and so
yeah,
and we've had conversations about the past, and that's kind of been the way that it was in the past, and so we're changing things and bringing a whole new atmosphere to this team. So
well, and especially with rally scoring, I mean, the fact that somebody can reel off 10, 12 points in a row.
Yeah, it's a very fast game. So they have done a really good job of meshing, and we've done some team activities this past summer where outside of volleyball, they're starting to mesh and come together and be able to trust one another, I guess you could say, and it helps a lot when you get to the court.
I know you haven't had any scrimmages yet. You've had, obviously, the summer workouts and things like that. What do you feel like the strongest part of this team or the strongest attribute of this team is overall? I mean, do you feel like hitting, defense? Is there something in particular that you look at that is the strongest with this group?
You never answer this question.
I always ask this question. She's like, I don't know yet. So.
I don't know. I have to figure it out.
We'll have to wait and see.
Well, yeah, I mean...
Come on.
Come on. It's coach speak. You got to expect that.
I know, it is. And I would say that we're strong in a lot of different areas. I couldn't just pinpoint just one right now that we are the absolute strongest in. I would probably have to say...
outside.
Middle's been looking pretty good.
No, I mean, we're really strong out of the middle. We are. And that's not just talking about one person. We've got 3 different people right now trying for that position. And, I mean, there are 2 spots. So we got 3 people right now that are really strong, can put the ball down. I'd say our blocking is getting a lot better. Just changed one thing, and they're like, oh, yeah, okay, so now it's landing on their side of the court, not ours. So I think that's one thing that we're definitely getting better at. Probably defense. Defense probably, yeah, we are up there on defense.
Yes.
I think the only thing we really need to work on is service receive, I would say.
Yes.
And the connections during service receive. But defense, we're really good at scrambling and making things work.
That led to my next question. That's the one aspect you feel like you really need to see improve as the season goes on if you guys want to win district and do the things that you guys want to do this season.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right. My plan is to win district this year. It's very possible. We've played everybody in our district this summer and haven't had a problem with anyone. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
To see how that goes.
It's been a wide open district the last couple of years for sure, and it seemed like anybody really had an opportunity. So it's kind of those why not us kind of deals, right?
Oh yeah. I think this year is better than any for it to be our time. So.
And that's something that's a challenge. I mean, Alamogordo Volleyball has, to find consistency year after year. That's been a challenge for Alamogordo Volleyball over the years. You've been a part of the program as a player, now coming back as a coach. Finding that, I'm sure, is a major goal for you.
Right, and not just talking about varsity, but this program as a whole right now, I'm very excited. We've got a whole new coaching staff. We're young, but we know the game of volleyball and are very excited to get working. We have a great group of girls on all 3 levels. I'm very excited. I can't express how excited I am to see how this season goes. There's the freshmen, they mesh really well. The JV team meshes really well. And I'm just saying that they haven't been named yet, but as the groups, as a whole, they all mesh really well together, and I'm very excited to see where things go.
Who do you have helping you out this year, freshmen and JV and as assistants this year?
So for my JV team, her name is Jessica Lynn. She is just coming down to us from Sandia. She has coached high school ball and club ball in the past, and she is about the same age as me, I think a year older. And then our freshman coach is Cheyenne Gorby. She played here at Alamogordo and then ended up graduating from Tularosa, but she's also young, energetic, and ready to get going, so she's having a lot of fun with it too. We're all learning and growing together, but already we're having a great time as a coaching staff, and so that's really important too, I think.
I would ask you, having coaches that, number one, coaches that could probably or do still go out there and play volleyball. That's I always find that interesting. When you can see coaches that can go out there and still play. What does that mean for y'all when you can see that? And you can also, it feels like, relate to them a little bit easier as well too, right?
Yes. It's nice to have Coach Savannah out there, Coach Stockton, out there playing with us. She's really funny. She gets us energetic. She makes us laugh. It's like she's a player. She just doesn't. We don't look at her more as a coach when we play with her. So it's nice.
Kristyn, in terms of the coaching staff and everybody you've been working with over the last few months, how's the relationship been? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot. Like, after games, like, when we're on the bus, she'll come back and we'll all, like, tell stories and laugh and talk. And, like, you feel comfortable around her, and it changes the whole atmosphere. Like, our last coach didn't feel very comfortable, and I got nervous, would make mistakes, and, like, now I'm like, I don't care if I make a mistake. Like, well, I care, but, like, obviously I care, but I'm not scared to make the mistake because I know she's not going to, like, yell at me. She's going to be like, okay, fix it. And I'm like, okay.
There's a level of expectation of you knowing what you need to do out there, but it's not, I'm going to yell at you when you mess up every time. That's got to be something nice to have out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you have a coach that's relaxed and tells you what you're doing wrong, corrects you, but doesn't belittle you is amazing. It's like, wow, there are coaches out there who actually don't yell, but at practice, if you mess around too much, she will get on you, obviously. But I think that's what we've needed this whole time is just a coach who we feel comfortable playing around, who relaxes us, makes us play to our highest potential. And I think she's doing a really good job at that. So.
Well, and you guys, she's the boss, but you also know that it's not as a high pressure situation out there. You guys want to win, but it doesn't have to be pull your hair out kind of stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah, makes a big difference for you. What were some of the things that you all individually wanted to work on this year heading into this season? Rachael, we'll start with you. What were you focusing on? Was there any particular part of your game that you were looking at?
Getting to the net when I set. Sometimes I can be late and sometimes I'm too early, but definitely being quicker and getting my hands there faster.
Sierra, how about you? What were some of the things you were focusing on?
Oh, gosh. Everything. Well, I want to get better at blocking, obviously, but my hitting needs to improve a lot, in my opinion, because I'm hard on myself. I'm my biggest critic, but my hitting definitely does need to improve, and it will.
We like to hear
watch
that.
Out.
Watch out. Kristyn, what were you focusing on this summer?
I'm like Gentry, my all-around kid. It's really bad. My passing, my passing last year compared to this year was like horrible. Like we don't even speak of it. And now, like, this year, I'm not, like, terrified to sit in the back row. Now I'm like, I'm a little scared, but I'm not terrified anymore. So that's progress. And I also wanted to work on my hitting as a hitter. I wanted to get better. I wanted to learn new things, and I did learn new things. I did something yesterday that I was taught. Blew my mind. We were all so excited. I was like, Coach, it worked.
And then what did I say?
You were very surprised that it worked.
No.
You
I said
said
then
that today.
now I expect it.
Oh, yeah, now she has expectations. And
And then you were like,
No.
oh no.
now I'm sad.
Oh no.
I was like, great. Now I'm going to let him down.
Back to
Anyway.
square one. Here we go.
Adrianna, how about you? What were some of the things? Obviously, you're focusing a little bit more on defense, but aspects of your defense?
I'm really trying to work on reading hitters' hits. I want to be able to know, like, where their arm swing's going, if they're going to go line, going across, short, deep, all of that kind of stuff, mainly.
That's something, again, I've obviously never played volleyball at this. Anticipation, how important that is, being able to read what the team's doing on the other side. It's because it is such a free-flowing game. That's maybe bigger than anything else, you feel like, in terms of being able to read what the other team is doing on their side?
Right, I would say that that's a big part of it, but the girls that we have are pretty good at it. That isn't something that I've had to teach. They've kind of figured that out on their own and are almost always in the right spots when they need to be. So that is something I'm very proud of, to see that they can do that already, and that's not something that I have to teach. Maybe teaching a little bit of a different defense is what I have done, but they're already reading and moving to the right spots, so we're doing good.
You do have the black and gold scrimmage coming up Friday night, and it's also, I know, a parent meeting as well, but talk about a little bit what's going to go on in the Tiger Pit next Friday.
So we're probably going to divide up the teams and have a black and gold on each one and let the parents get to watch the girls. They've been working hard for the past week and a half, and so it'll be good to be able to let the parents come in. The parents haven't been able to be in the gym for the past week and a half at all, so they're probably wondering, how's my daughter doing? I want to watch her play, that kind of thing. But it takes the pressure off the girls right now during tryouts to not have their parents there watching, or anybody else's parents for that matter, and just really get to watch them play. So we'll do that on all three levels, and then we may even have the JV and varsity scrimmage, and maybe freshmen and JV, that kind of thing. We may do that. But it's really just going to be a showcase for the parents, so they get to finally see their kids play. And then our first game will be that following Tuesday against Mayfield.
Mayfield, you guys, we were talking to you before we came in the studio here. You guys are, you're psyched for Mayfield, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You guys have a tough non-district schedule. You guys are going to see a lot of really good teams. Gadsden twice in what, like a 3-day span?
Yes, it's crazy.
Centennial Onyate's in there as well. You guys are going to be tested by the time district rolls around, won't you?
Oh, yeah. We're going to play all 4 teams from Cruces before we get to district. So it'll be a good test for us, but I'm ready for it. I think these girls are too. And some of it is a little bit of revenge. It's kind of ready for some revenge on some of these teams. So
Roswell, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I mean, they've
that
got
was a crazy game last year. I remember that one. Yeah. So I mean, you look at some of those games in that schedule. Obviously, district is the most important part of the year, but you guys want to. The Cruces schools, I mean, most of you have played them a ton, and you probably see them a ton in other spots as well. That's got to be real nice to maybe get a victory over those folks, right?
Yes, definitely.
Looking forward to that. District, of course, we already touched on that a little bit, and of course the expectations. District champs, all of you agree?
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
Definitely.
All right, that's the goal going into this year. And state playoffs, that's certainly something you guys want. Or if you're district champ, that means you're going to the state playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Go Tigers.
Well, ladies, we really appreciate it. Rachael Precure, Sierra Gentry, Kristyn Archuleta, Adrianna Joyner, and the new coach, Savannah Stockton. We really appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.